YouTube, you already know who it is, man. It's your boy. Shout out to all my subscribers. If it's your first time watching a video, like, comment, subscribe, man. I'm just here, man. I'm just making videos. But this video right here, this one's about paparazzi Poe. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't been living under a rock, you can know legendary drug dealer Alpo Martinez was shot and killed in Harlem about like 2 days ago. Right? And that's my hood. That's my hood right there. That's A5. You know what I'm saying? I'm from 151 and 7th. He died on 478th. Like, that's right there, guy. That's not my block, but that's my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So we got paparazzi Poe. I remember when this guy like on the CC show and all that type of shit, and he was jacking that. Alpo was his dad, blah blah blah. And niggas wasn't really trying to hear it because, like, you know what I'm saying, if Alpo wasn't paid in full, Cameron playing Alpo, then people probably wouldn't even care if he said that. But because like homie was turned into such a fucking myth, a fucking legend, people just wasn't trying to hear that shit. So this is interesting. He got out of jail. I don't know if he confirmed it, that's his son or not. I don't know. We just gonna watch. Fuck it.
Poe, son of Alpo, admitted that not knowing who his father was when he was a child was difficult. When he found out about the true identity of his father, paparazzi was troubled because he did not want to have no type of negativity affiliated with his name. Reportedly, Alpo has 2 other sons as well as rapper paparazzi Poe, Gummy, and one whose identity is unknown. Poe revealed that he keeps in touch with his brother Gummy, who is around 30 years old, but admits that he has never met his older brother from DC allegedly. His son, Poe, fears for his life, and wonders what chance he has of staying safe himself. It was like a student and a teacher, you know. Poe told the Daily News of his relationship with his father. The stuff that he wanted to teach me when I was little, but he wasn't there. He told me how to be safe. It's making me wonder, am I really safe? He's a prime example of someone who went into protective custody, changed his name and everything, and it's still caught up with him. There's still no way to really be safe. He was so big. I don't even know who hates him. Poe did not grow up knowing his father, and the two only began a relationship years later, when a DNA test confirmed the connection. Poe had long suspected Alpo was his father, especially when he was targeted by other inmates during his own prison stint, including a time he was cut by an inmate he didn't even know. Still, Poe said he was proud when the results finally showed their blood relationship. It would have been worse if I went through all the stuff I went through, and he wasn't my dad, Poe said. He used to try to teach me with tough love.
That's facts.
A lot of people think that because he's a kingpin, I was born with a silver spoon.
Never seen niggas in the hood driving 4x4s. That's the crazy shit, though. My son was in the big body 4x4. I feel like that's gonna be a hood car in a second in New York. Niggas just gonna be on some southern shit. Like down south, niggas got pickup trucks all day, every day. Like first time I went to school was on the back in Texas. That shit was like niggas hopped on the back of a 4x4. They was like, stay down. But, word.
But it wasn't like that because he wasn't around. I used to give him money. We used to look out for each other. They spoke on the afternoon before his death. I spoke to him earlier that day, because my birthday is tomorrow, Poe said, recalling jokes over an expected nice gift from his dad. That was the last time they spoke. Poe said he found out about the shooting when a friend from the block rang his cell phone. He called me immediately because he knew my father's truck, he said. Alpo's truck rear-ended another vehicle early Sunday morning on Frederick Douglass Boulevard. The driver of the other ride told police he heard the shots, but didn't see what happened, sources said. Alpo's Dodge Ram then crashed into 3 parked cars by W147th Street, sources said. Police found Alpo gasping for air in the truck, shot 6 times in his arm and once in his chest, sources said. He also had a graze wound on the left side of his chin.
No funny, he was in Harlem for a minute, bro. Niggas said he moved to Maine, but in reality, niggas was still like, yo, Alpo be in Harlem. You might just spot him one time. Like, Like when he came back from jail, a lot of people were saying that shit. Like this nigga just walking around Harlem, like
Someone had
obviously
blasted
not just walking around, but like he out and about,
through the driver's side window.
taking pictures and
Cops
shit.
examined the pickup truck that Alpo was shot and killed inside on Sunday. I started looking up stuff and it was like Alpo was shot. But he doesn't even go by that name anymore, Poe said. Police identified the victim
Like they not dead ass. That's people outside, bro.
as Abraham
Yo.
Rodriguez,
Come on with
Lewiston,
that.
Maine, a name seemingly given to Alpo as part of the Witness Protection Program.
What was his name? What was his name?
A name seemingly given to Alpo as
Wait,
part
wait, wait. What was it?
died on Sunday. I started looking up stuff and it was like Alpo was shot. But he doesn't even go by that name anymore, Poe said. Police identified the victim Sunday as Abraham Rodriguez of Lewiston, Maine, a name seemingly given to Alpo as part of the Witness Protection Program. A high-ranking police source confirmed the victim was actually Alpo. Poe assumed his father was in Harlem partying and seeing girls. He was living his life. I think he kind of picked up where he left off once he was off parole. I think he just wanted to live a normal life for a change. He wasn't flashy like before. He barely even got his hair cut. He didn't have Instagram. He didn't have Facebook. He didn't want to do interviews. They offered him millions of dollars. Poe said his dad had indeed been living in Maine and was just visiting Harlem. He may have had a pad in New Jersey, too. Poe, who lives in another state, took to social media to share his grief about the Halloween shooting. I just lost my dad on my favorite holiday, which is 2 days away from my birthday on top of me having COVID-19, Poe posted on Instagram. I'm speechless. In another post, Poe said he had worked out some of his differences with his dad. They can say what they want, but I know what I know, and I forgave you for everything except leaving me here with this hate alone, he wrote. Alpo had his fair share of enemies.
Nigga K
He
Flock.
notoriously
Like,
shot and
who's this
killed
nigga?
his former business partner and best friend Rich Porter, 24, in 1990 because he suspected Porter was cutting in on his deals. Members of Porter's family were out drinking champagne when news of Alpo death swept through Harlem. Poe said he had mixed feelings about the celebration. A part of me is like, you didn't even do it, so what are you celebrating? He said. And the other
Yo, I always said the real Mitch looks like ASAP Ferg. I'm like, is that ASAP Ferg actual pops?
me is like, how does that make it right? He really wanted all of this to go away, Poe said. He was changing his life. You could see the elevation, his mints had changed. Something inside him changed. Prayers go out to Poe, as it is hard to
Prayers go out to him, bruh. But ain't no escaping, G. Ain't no escaping, G.
This notorious drug lord, Alpo Martinez, shot and killed on the streets of Harlem. He was a larger-than-life figure who seemed to defy death. Fox 5's Lisa Evers goes over who he was and why he might have had a long list of enemies.
He was one of the city's most notorious drug dealers, famous since the 1980s for his murderous ways and mountains of cash and drugs, immortalized in dozens of rap songs and the movie Paid in Full. But it all came to an end for Alpo Martinez right here on the streets of Harlem, right where it all began.
Damn.
According
son.
to the New York Times, details of Alpo's frantic final moments are coming into focus.
I was just with my mom today. I should have asked her, like, did you hear gunshots the other night? Like, should have asked her. I didn't even ask her.
As the investigation continues into the drive-by shooting. Here is the update. The notorious drug dealer, known as a bike life pioneer, you know, how people wheelie for blocks on dirt bikes in the city. Yeah, as we covered, he was shot 5 times and killed early Sunday in Harlem. Allegedly, he was throwing baggies of drugs out of his truck's window as he tried to drive away from the scene, a police source said Monday. About a dozen of the baggies were found on the street spaced a few feet apart near West 147th Street and Frederick Douglass Boulevard after Martinez was shot in his 2017 Dodge Ram. The source said it looks like he was throwing them out the window because he knew police would be arriving. Hold on real quick, who the heck is the source? Anyway, moving along. Alpo, who had been in a federal witnesses protection program, apparently wanted to evade capture, the source said. A video of the crime scene watched by a reporter depicts baggies that contain a brown substance strewn on the street. The drug appeared to be heroin, the source said. He was rushed to Harlem Hospital following the shooting, but couldn't be saved. It wasn't clear if Martinez had been released from witness protection, or if he was just visiting his old stomping grounds when he was killed, the source said. He was in possession of identification with the name Abraham Rodriguez of Lewiston, Maine, when police arrived on the
Fashion
scene,
Week and
according to
shit.
cops.
Like-
It isn't clear if Martinez had left witness protection or not prior to visiting his old stomping grounds.
Damn,
He can-
it's crazy because the way Paid in Full ended, like, he said he ain't snitching on nobody from Harlem because he gonna come back and the streets are still his. And then fast forward, almost 20 years and he ended up dying here. So it's like
to 14 murders before
them skeletons came and got him, son. Them demons came and got him.
and becoming a government witness. So that's it for now. Things are becoming weird now. If he did have access to drugs, who made it accessible?
Word, I'm like, bro, in the era where you gotta wear a mask every day, I'm like, damn, son, it's crazy how niggas is able to keep spotting you, son.
With him. It's understandable that he had people that loved him as well as those who hated him, but who in their right mind would deal with someone who the government is watching. Even if Alpo was trying to do side business, that's just too risky to chance that with someone of Alpo's character. This is a developing story. Since the death of Rich Porter, people said it was a dark cloud over Harlem. Some narcotic traffickers who were prominent at the time closed up shop due to that, feeling that the drug game was becoming too violent and wasn't worth death. Either way, kind of weird he would be selling anything. Not trying to stir the pot, but do we smell conspiracy, some sort of cover-up? Let us know in the comments below.
I don't know. If he was back on his shit, he was back on his shit. I don't know what niggas would be covering up, man. I don't know. This whole situation is bananas, you know what I'm saying? Some people happy he gone, some people mad he gone, some people just don't even really give a fuck. Some people just want to be entertained, like hood shit, like myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. From that trio, it's only one guy still alive. It was one dead, one alive, one walking around, one in jail, the other one dead. Now it's two dead and only one alive. But ain't nobody gunning for AZ. You don't really hear, you know what I'm saying? You don't hear too much negativity about him. People really say positive things about him. And when he had the rock, he did the right thing for the hood. That's why the Wolves. Well, nah. He did upset some wolves, you know what I'm saying? He'd tell you the story, and then after that, he's like, that was it. The whole shit is crazy, man. This whole shit is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Paid in Full is not the word for word, you know what I'm saying, picture for picture frame of what exactly happened, you know what I'm saying? It gotta be some Hollywood dramatization. It would have been dope for him to bust out an interview like AZ did, like, you know what I'm saying? A real thorough interview. It would have been dope for just people just to hear his perspective. Like, you did your time for the crime. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Rest in peace to that man. Nobody deserves to die when it's not their time. And it's your boy noluckmack, man. I'm gone.